Alrighty, so I think we're around 340 days of the bear market. What's up, everybody? Today I'm showing you something super important. I have not seen volume like this on Binance ever. I can't believe the amount of volume. The fact that we are not getting price movements and we are getting so much volume right now in this area is absolutely insane. Now, I want to paint the picture of when we start to see a signal like this and we start to see an area like this. It always takes volume, extreme amounts of effort to get it to a specific area, and after that, volume is no longer needed, and the market can move then naturally by itself. So, guys, today's a very, very, very important lesson for you guys, and very important stage of where we're at right now. We are 5% away from that long downtrend since the all-time high that we've been in for over the last year now. We are 5% away of potentially breaking out and still continuing and hopefully, possibly giving us the bullish October that we've been looking for. Yes, we had an annoying wick the other day that stopped some of my trades out. I'm very happy that my trades are below those stops. So I'll explain the power of a stop loss and how it does save our butts and gives us better opportunities for the next one. But we have that. We did a nice red candle on the Dixie yesterday, a nice red candle on the 10-year yield. We had a 7% red candle on the 10-year yield yesterday. Is this a slight reversal? Is it time for those things to cool down? Stock market, great little green candle yesterday. It actually absorbed 3 of the previous red days. Guys, we had a very important stage. So get out of bed, let's go. Have your coffee ready. And James, push the damn button. Let's hit it.
Click, click. Have you heard the news? What? With his finger on the pulse, it's like Sheldon knew. Click, click. When the sniper shoots, we got Sheldon on the charts, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. So enter the sniper, click, click, click. Time to be dedicated, sniper mode is activated. Explosions in the market are in target, and Sheldon demonstrates. Mirror, mirror on the wall, Master Sheldon tell us all. We got Sheldon on the charts, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. Enter the sniper, click, click. Enter the sniper.
James.
Good morning, brother.
Dude, I was already, you know, when that video ends and I'm like, yo, what's up, Banter fam? What's happening? I'm sitting here ready for my explosion, and you come and you James.
Good morning.
James, much love, brother. Much love, much love, much love. Yo, Banter fam, what's happening? Hope you got that coffee. I hope you're having an okay day. I know we had an annoying day 2 days ago. It was quite irritating to see how the stock market turned quick and sent the crypto market down very quickly. And then what's even more annoying is the next day you see how it starts getting bought back up and it starts coming back to those levels again. It does get quite irritating, but we still got to remember that we are in the farming stage of the market. We are in the sideways stage, which is the choppy version. It is the stage where they try to rip all the retail out. They rip you. They make you feel like this is a waste of time. Any of, like, just quit is what it basically trying to send you the message. And you end up getting shaken out. And then when it's 30K or 40K again, you come back. Remember, this happens to everyone, and it's what the market is designed to do. So, guys, if you are new, smash a like, smash the subscribe button. Community, Banter fam, smash that like button. Follow me on Twitter, guys, Sheldon_Sniper. Make sure you're following all of our social media platforms. Tons of free alpha. Before I jump in, remember, guys, if you're looking to open up any accounts or anything like that, you look to use our links below. If you want a BitGet account, a KuCoin account, a Binance account, if you sign up now, you get an extra $5. Bear market, baby. We're trying, guys. We're trying. Like in the bull market, we'll find better deals, but we're trying. $5 may help. And remember, guys, I think there's 1 day left of the Bybit trading bonus. If you put $1,000 into that Bybit, with the link below, they give you $100 on a 10x that you can trade on Ethereum. So it's just another deal there for you guys if you need it and you want to work with it. It is there for you guys. Remember, you get tons of different sign-up bonuses, discounts on trading fees, all of that, etc. Everything you'll find below. Remember to join our Discord. We tried our first little private session last night. We didn't trade because I wanted to do the next live trade session with everyone first, so I can show you guys how it's going to work going forward. But ideally, you get the VIP section on our Discord. You get the free version as well. But if you're using one of our exchange links, you can join our VIP, where you get the live trades, the short trades, the long-term trades. You get me, Kyle, and you get the billionaire, Bombay trillionaire, sorry. I think it's a billionaire now. It's bear market, but trillionaire will be in the bull market. And remember, guys, that our live trading sessions, because we get hit with wicks all the time, they're going to be going private. So make sure you are joined on here so that you can get the link sent through to you so you can join the session so we can stop fighting with these damn wicks. And BBS, last one, guys, BBS, tons of alpha here every day. Go look at all the charts, go post your charts. You can go through and see all the guys, what they're trading, what indicators they're using. It is free for you guys. Link is below in the description, and you can go and have a blast here, see where guys are trading, where they're making money, what they're doing. If the markets, I am a bullish trader. I think everyone knows that. I'm very good in a bull market. I've learned the bear market now, and I'm learning the bear market as it continues. I'm learning the tricks of the trade and these sort of things. But you've got tons of good guys that are shorting there too, and these sort of things. I'm going to tell you why I don't give a shit about shorting right now. I really don't, because for me, it's that point of I jumped on the morning call again this morning, and they make me feel like I want to sleep because everyone is so damn depressed, if you want to call it, so damn depressed and so down. Everyone is so down about the market and the world and where it's at, and that's how I know we are fishing in the right areas. So let's have a chat about this one first before I jump into all the calls and what I'm looking at next and how important it is we're getting to the main sort of trend line. Guys, this is crazy. So from January this year, we've basically had this decline, right? We had this decline. You can see I'm using Binance over here. Let's see if my little thing works. Oh, Sniper upgrading. I got my own little target thing. You can see how we've been in this decline over here, and you can see how volume was just trailing down. And then when we started to get the big breaks down, we started to get the little volume spikes up. You could see whenever a massive level's broken. For example, this was a low of 34. Remember when we were at that stage of 34? We got to hold it. We got to hold it. And as soon as you drop it, look how all of a sudden volume comes in. So volume is an indicator that we use very much for critical levels and just confirmation levels. That's all that we're using it for. So all of a sudden, if we drop an important level and volume, that's basically when volume comes in, when it breaks critical levels. Now, the same thing over here. This area over here, we were holding 28, holding, crack. As soon as we cracked, volume came in, and all of a sudden, we got a volume spike. And you could see how this basically works going forward. Now, I want to explain to you what's happening currently right now. So we have the major daily trend, right? We have this major trend, which I can draw in here quick. I do have it on another chart, but let me not confuse and jump to too many charts here. We have this major trend. There's it over there. The one that we've been in this downtrend since the all-time high of 69K. We've been making our way down to that area. Now what we have is we have the highest volume we've seen on Binance. Now, what can be the reasons? 0% spot trading fees, all of that, etc. Okay, cool. Everyone's shifted. A lot of people have shifted to Binance. Binance is the biggest crypto exchange in the world, right? So for me, this is a very important chart that I'm focusing on because you'll see different volumes on some of the other exchanges. And I'm going to show you the ones that I'm focusing on and the ones that matter to me for where we're at right now. So we're getting a massive amount of volume coming into the market as we speak. So when does this volume come in? It didn't come in when everything was dumping and everything was moving in one direction. It's coming in when the whole market is damn going sideways. Like the market's just trending sideways. And all of a sudden, we're getting this massive influx of volume that we haven't seen before, which is quite crazy. Now, let me tell you why. Now, this is a clear downtrend. Once we go out of a downtrend, go look at the market cycle, anything like that, we go into depression zone, shakeout zone. You know, the one I've been speaking to you guys about, where it gets really hard. It gets hard to trade. It gets hard to do all these things. I promise you, trading gets easier. It gets easier when it's moving in a direction, and that we are learning how to trade and doing these things in a very hard area over here. And that's The beautiful part of that is the market always does this. It did this in 2018. It did it the previous times. Where after those big dumps, remember 2018, everyone was saying Bitcoin it didn't move at $6,000. Stayed at $6,000 for 6 months. It hardly moved. A 0.5 to 1% was a big move. It stayed like that for so long. And that's that like squeezing out of the people, getting them really irritated, getting them really annoyed. And all of a sudden, 2020, we go through to the moon. Now, the reason why this is happening is because, firstly, this is retail selling, right? This is the small guys panicking out of the markets. The big guys pop it now and then, and they crack the key level. So they might be the first little spike here. And then what they do is they sell out of here because they were selling way before. The big guys are smart. They've always been selling on the way up. As the markets are going up, they're offloading into the hype, offloading as the markets are going up. And then what they do is they send the first little red one. They start to create that little bit of panic, and they start cracking. They only pop a little bit of volume when they need to crack the key levels, because they know as soon as they crack a key level, retail panics out. And it's the same thing if the markets are bullish. If all of a sudden Bitcoin breaks here and Bitcoin's at 30K, retail are back in the market. Buy Bitcoin. Tell your cousin, buy Bitcoin. Auntie, buy Bitcoin. Everyone buy Bitcoin. They know that. They know that the people, that's how it works. So they very smart with the way they do that. So they pop these little pops of volume now and then the retail panic out. And look how the market moves. No volume. Because it's not the big guys. It's not the big guys bringing down. They created the panic. They get the retail to sell off, and it basically forms that. Now the difference this time is you've got a market moving sideways over here. Retail are not here anymore. 80%, 90% of retail are flushed out of the markets. They've lost money. They're pissed. They think Bitcoin's a scam. They think crypto is not here to stay. They think that. So they're out of the market. Yet we got volume increasing. Who's buying here? Anyone? Pop in the comments. Anyone? Who's buying? Why are we getting, in a sideways market, incredible volume that we haven't seen before in a market that's going sideways over here? Because there's no more retail. So who's buying? Big wallets are buying. Big guys are buying. Like it's quite simple. Now, the reason why we're getting so much volume now into the area is because we are getting to a stage now where we are getting to the end of this trend, the end of the sideways, where a big decision is going to be made. Now, the big decisions that we have, we know 12K Bitcoin, 30K Bitcoin. That's where we're sitting. We're sitting in the middle of the range. Okay. Now, time is running out for this sort of sideways range. Time is running out for it. This is why all the preparation and all the building of volume and everything is happening at this area over here. Every time we are dipping, let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times we have dipped into this range, and we have been bought up every single time. Volume going up, retail out of the market. People are disinterested. Are you starting to get the picture? So now they're building up this volume as we are getting closer to this trend, because a massive decision now is going to get made. Now, what I like very much is obviously the big volume bars, and I like that whenever we are getting a very big dip off, how it's getting bought up. Now, even if this volume bar is red over here, I expect, don't you expect, you see this big move over here, all of a sudden, this candle, Bitcoin from 53,000 falls all the way down to 42,000. That's a $10,000 candle. Wouldn't you expect this volume bar to be there? So the point that I'm trying to make is, look how massive this red volume bar is here, a sort of sell-off bar, but look how price action, there was hardly a move on price. And that's what. Now that indicates for me that there was a lot of selling, yes. But as there was a lot of selling, there was a lot of buying in that time. Yes, the candle ended red for the day. It doesn't matter. It's the amount of buying that happened in the time of that selling. Because if there was so much selling and it was so bad, the way this volume bar is saying, price would have done a 10K candle or a 5K candle, right? Does that not make sense? Remember, I'm not this guy that comes in and tries to be this scientist in this game. For me, it's common sense. It's common sense. 1 + 1 is 2. If this makes sense and this does this, it makes sense. Like, very simple. And for me, if that was extremely bearish in that sense, we should have had a candle like that. We ended up having a candle that just gets bought up in this area over here, and all of a sudden we get pulled back in. So for me, buying power was massive on that volume candle, as is all the rest of them. As we're coming down, we come down, we're getting bought up. We come down, we're getting bought up. Now, 2 days ago, we were looking at, we're so close to this trend. Like, let's look for some short-term trades, right? Stock market came down. Stock market came down quite rough. The 10-year yield did a 6% spike in 1 day. It absolutely shot off to the roofs at that time. Okay. Now, what happened? One of the biggest buying volumes bars or selling volume red bars that we've seen in a very long time was formed. Do you see the candle? Yes, it was a long wick candle. Let me actually zoom in here so you can see it. So yes, it did create this wick. Okay. But in that time, did we see a candle that fell here to 14K? Did we see a candle that matched the other one that I showed you there? No, we didn't. Okay. Which meant that even though people were selling off into that, into the panic, into all of that, shit tons of buying was happening at that stage. And as this was falling, yes, we ended up with a red candle. They were buying. Look how much volume was formed in that. Now, the reason why I'm saying that why did we not have that big candle? Why is this not extremely bearish or anything like that? Is look, all of a sudden, the next day, what happens? The next day, all of a sudden, we have another small little dip off. Boom, gets bought up all the way. Look how big this green buying bar candle is right next to it. So the volume is in. It may not seem it. Bitcoin's been at 19K now for the last 2-3 days, last week. But buying, the volume is here. Interest is here. Something is happening here at this point. And like I said, it's because we are getting to this very critical stage. So for me, I'm still waiting to see, can we finally get that capitulation first? I'm still thinking Q4 up in elections, Q1, we come down really hard, Q2, Q3, slow ground, really, really small range. And then from basically 2024, I think bull market, real bull market. Doesn't mean there's not going to be bull legs. There's going to be bull legs. There's definitely going to be bull legs and money to be made. You just got to get used to this and get used to this sort of momentum and whatever we are doing right now. So for me, either an extremely fast push over here and it gets bought up and we see an even bigger buying volume than what we've ever seen before, or we literally creep up to this trend line and in October we break the main trend line of the bear cycle, the one that's been trailing down and trailing down and trailing down. Now, what's going to happen here? You see all this volume that's happening here. You know, when we break this trend line, there will be a little bit of volume that comes in to break it. Then the market's going to go up, right? I just want to give you the bullish scenario, and I'll give you the other scenario for the bulls and the bears that are watching us over here. No problem. So all of a sudden, this creeps up here. This volume continue, in my opinion. It continues to build in this area. Not as high as what it is, but it does continue to build up in this higher sort of level over here, right? Then what happens is we start to break out and Bitcoin starts to make a strong move to this area over here. Do you know what happens to volume? Volume does this. Goes down, goes down, goes down, goes down. Remember, if this line breaks and Bitcoin goes to 22, we don't need the whales. The big guys don't need to be here anymore. They don't. Retail take over now. Remember here, the same reason why this dumped and we didn't need the big guys to add in all the volume? The exact same thing. The big guys were needed here to hold price at a specific area and to load up their bags. So as soon as price breaks here and we start to shoot up, I'm telling you, we're going to see volume decrease a little bit, and it's just going to go down and down and down. And then guess what? Then price gets to another area where the whales want to get involved now, where they want to offload or they want to do something, right? So we will creep up here. All of a sudden, boom, we get tanked. And this all of a sudden creates big ass volume again. So I hope the big lesson that you're starting to see here is to understand that the volume comes in the area where the big guys are fishing. Once they've broken through the area where they know retail is going to come in the market, volume decreases. And this goes up. Very similar to how this was falling down and how there was no volume at this area over here. Guys, are you enjoying this analysis? Please say yes in the comments. Tell me you love it. Like, this is the stuff I've been teaching school again. And it's just brought back all of this to be like, holy shit, like, Sheldon, do this, do this, do this. Yeah, sorry, I get very excited. But once it breaks through here, then all of a sudden we get the natural flow. And volume only comes in when the whales are needed again. So what happens? Retail goes up here. Bitcoin goes up 60% from here. All of a sudden, whales offload. boom, into that. And then guess what happens? The same thing, whole thing starts again. Volume decreases again. Whales load up, and we continue the same sort of thing. So I hope you guys have enjoyed that, because I need you to understand we're at the very critical trend coming up. The volume is looking insane. Let me show you something. Let's actually look here. Let me show you here. Look at KuCoin. Look at the weekly. What's that? What is this? What is this? Big green. Like, look at that. That's insane. But the market's doing nothing. It's in the same area of what it's been for the last 3 months. But you are getting a flipping insane spike of volume at this area and at this sort of zone over here. Pay attention, guys. The big guys are fishing right now. And it's very simple. The sooner you can make this simple for yourself to understand, the way easier this is going to become for you. The way calmer it's going to become for you. Because it is demoralizing. It is a hard market right now. They are trying to cut you out. But then all of a sudden, when you see volume like this, and you're understanding why it's going up, and you understand we are in a range where this is where the big guys buy every dip, and they shake out, it calms you down, and it makes you get that conviction of understanding where we are right now. The passion is here, guys. It is here. Because I don't want us to sleep when the big action happens. That's the truth of it. We've worked hard. Guys, it doesn't matter the decisions we've made and anything we've done in this time. We have worked hard to stay in through all of this. It's been hard. Let's not get shaken out when the clear data is there for you guys. Okay, I'm done with that right now. Smash a like if you enjoyed that. Accumulation phase. Guys, and do me a favor. Whatever I'm saying here right now, please go have a look at the areas of where it's happened before. Go have a look at these times. Remember what I said about volume. Look how volume is not needed here. The whole market's ripping. No volume. Oh, wait. Oh, the whales want to offload. Remember, they made all the money here. All of a sudden, all of a sudden volume comes in. Like, just pay attention to these things and go look before. It's quite simple. So let's jump back in and let's go have a look at our normal quick daily analysis. This will be, Rand's not doing a show today, so I'm going to probably drag this another 15 minutes so I can go through the trades we gave the other day. Let's go through some of the quick daily things that we got to have a look at. Bitcoin dominance going sideways right now. This will spike. If Bitcoin breaks that trend, Bitcoin's going to run first. This will spike and go up first. What Rand was saying about a 50% dominance can make sense. I think we can hit a run like this again, where dominance just goes crazy for a while. And to be honest, we need it in the market. If Bitcoin breaks that trend, we need all the love with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going to bring all the money back into the market, send this dominance up there, and then it can diversify back into the altcoins. Very simple. Very, very, very simple. Which means if you are looking for growth on the portfolio stuff, is to have, by the time we break that trend, is to have some Bitcoin. Definitely. While you're making money on Bitcoin, you're accumulating altcoins because they're the next ones to run next. Okay, so let's look at that. Let's quickly go through our stock market quick. So I liked yesterday's candle. I really did. I like to see this candle. This is a good candle. This is a really, really, really good candle. Let's actually quickly get rid of here before I jump back in. That's good. So when you something that wicks down, when you see something that wicks down really quick and then gets bought up like this, and you get this like sort of engulfing where all of this hard work came in and it got bought up here pretty quick. For me, this is a reversal candle. The volume is good. I like to see the volume behind it too. So even where we are sitting now, I think today will probably be slightly slower, but I think the next day, 2 days, I think we should continue this little bit of momentum to the upside. And I'm still looking at us hitting a really key area of support of where we did. And I'm still looking at the stock market making its way up another 5-10% from currently where we are right now. But we'll see this as we go. We'll see where we are tomorrow. For me, this is straight down. There's going to be a bounce. Does it bounce here? Does it bounce slightly lower? That candle was a good sign for me for that slight little bounce that we've been looking for. Now, the next big one, which was big, is the Dixie. Now, the Dixie hasn't broken trend yet. It hasn't broken any major trends just yet, but I did like to see this big-ass engulfing candle. For me, this is good, and what I want to start seeing in the next day or two now is the continuation. Now, what I really want to see from the dollar to know that it's a good reversal is if we do get rejected here, it makes sense we move here, okay? Now, the problem is if we don't break that and go lower, it's just a temporary pullback, and this can easily go and break the highs again. I want to know when the dollar is going to finally end on the weekly. It's been running crazy for the last few months. I want to know when there's a 2-3 month of a slowdown of the dollar, so we can have a decent 2-3 month run in the market. Okay, so in order for me to see that, I want us to break this trend, break through, test, and continue. And ideally, I want to see us have this leg down. If we have this leg down, there is the opportunity of a 30K Bitcoin this year, definitely. Because you can see how this runs into November, runs into December. So that's currently what we need to see out of the dollar for us to have the possibilities of Bitcoin hitting those sort of levels. Now, the next one that's important, obviously, is the 10-year yield. This is the one that we want to break that, we are hitting a major resistance point that it hasn't been in a very long time. It hasn't been at these levels. And this for me was another really good red candle. That's great. Now, temporary drop, it comes here. If we bounce here, it's still problems and we can continue, right? But if we can come down and break this and come down to these areas, this gives us a possibility of a 30K Bitcoin this year, definitely, because that's a really big drop. That's a 23% down in the US 10. So for now, it's still an uptrend. Until we break that, that's basically what we need. And anything else that I want to show you here, GBC, that's good. Look at that, it's looking pretty good. How does the weekly look on the British pound? That's bullish for me, guys. If this closes like this, green this week, it's bullish for me. And if we can have that close, let's look at the euro. Euro, also tail, wick. Fantastic, that'll be great. I'm just looking to see, because for me, this stuff was capitulating. It was going way too fast for anything natural. And I think from here, that will be good. So if these things can fall green, and we can have that dollar and stuff break trend and these sort of things, guys, massive bounce. Look how much volume is coming in right now. We're going to be very surprised when it comes. It still means 2 weeks or anything to those areas. Yes, it can also mean that wick down to the 10K. Like, I'll be really surprised if it does happen. We've been through all of this already. But for me, it's that major trend. And the dollar and stuff's just been going too crazy. So I'm focusing on what's clearly in front of me and taking advantage of that. Now, let's jump into some of our short-term moves here. A very annoying wicks the other day and drop-offs in the market. So I'm being a little bit more patient for today. Possibly by this afternoon or tomorrow, I want to deploy again and get into the short-term trades. Reason being is my stop losses are lower. Where the market is now is lower than where I got stopped out, except on Ethereum. Remember, a stop loss is a success when you get stopped and you can buy cheaper. Then it's a success. More gains to the upside on the next trade. But sometimes you are going to get this market. When the stock market's going crazy, it does mess around with the crypto market. And we just got to accept that. So let's go through on Bitcoin here quick. So it's near that trend line. That's great. And it's basically out of this little fake out here again. So for me, the big wave that happened, the big sort of dump off to know that we're not going to continue it, is the 618 to the 786 area over here. So it means if Bitcoin can just get back above 20K, it means this was a shakeout. It was another big ass drop off, and we should continue to make our way to the 21K. 21,000 is the level for me of that trend. If we break 21 and we go to 21.5 anywhere there, we've officially broken that trend. And if we get a daily close and a weekly close outside that week, it's officially done, which means go crazy. I deployed a lot yesterday, and I'm going to go through what I deployed in. And it just means you're going to put bigger stops under that main trend over there. But if the time is now, and you got to be prepped for it. So what I'm looking at, two scenarios from Bitcoin. Either we go test the range lows again, a place that we keep getting bought up every time that we are going there. Okay. Or from here, we completely break through, slow grind up, and get to this area. This is the most important area for me of the year. And then we will see the reaction from there. Quick wick off. It takes us to 10K. Oh, the big ass break, baby. The one we've been waiting for that level. So if I look at that and I start looking at that to the rest of the markets, let's look at ETH for a second, of where it dipped off to first the other day. So support and resistance is very simple. Previous highs over here, and we broke and we tested. For me, this is the last, like the unless Ethereum goes back to $900 or $800, like this is the area for buying the dips on ETH as we speak right now. And you could see the wick the other day drop straight off into the zone again and then completely bought up again. And these are these previous highs over here that it's basically doing. So what I'm doing on the short time frame is I'm just tracking this trend again. We did have such a beautiful entry over here the other day, and it went up so well. And then we had the stupid stock market that came and ruined our day. But for me, I'm still looking at the same move from ETH. I'm still looking at the move that takes us up to these areas. So if we break this trend over here, I'm going again, I'm entering again. I only lost 1.5% on the stops on the last one, which is nothing on the area. And from that, I'm still looking at that strong move. So I'm paying attention to that. If it breaks, stop loss under, and I'm riding it up. So I'm still running on this section over here, guys. I'm going to go through what I deployed in now, but I'm still running on this section over here of a 10% trading day portfolio. So these are my daily trades and the sort of things that I'm running at. I'll go through these very quickly. Same with MATIC. MATIC, we got a 2% stop. And same thing for me. If we break this trend again, I'm going again, and I'm running the stop under the previous low. It is better this time if we break. I think the stop's around 2.2. So MATIC's another one. I'm still chasing the same trades. I'm not looking at that stupid stop, the stock market dip the other day, because it got bought up. Otherwise, like we would be at way low levels right now. And then, so once these do go official, they will go on Discord. It's not buys now. It's not buys now. Only once we've broken trends and we can confirm. Same with NIA. So this was a success, big success. There's my stoppage. I can buy cheaper, 5% cheaper than where my stop is. That's a win. It's a big one because I've made more tokens, more growth. And what I mean by that, our previous buy was here. So if this went up there, I would have made how much money? 11%, right? Now, if I get the buy and it goes up, I make 17%. See the difference? Successful stop loss. So never be afraid of them as long as they are a success. Remember, if we do have a strong break of Bitcoin at any point, Solana is still, wait for a 12-hour to a daily close outside of this trend. And it looks really good. Stop losses in the areas here, but this is still one of my extremely bullish ones. Look how great it is, where it is now again. This can be the perfect short. If the market goes down now to lower ranges, this could be, okay? Stop loss outside of the range. I'm waiting patiently for the break, for the bullish scenario, and to pay for that. If you do want a short, this could look good. Stop loss out in that zone. But other than that, this is one that I'm still paying a lot of attention to. AVAX, same thing. It's on where my stop loss was on the last one right now. So I think it does come slightly cheaper when this breaks and I get to buy it cheaper, more gains to the upside. I'm still looking at a 20 to 25% move in AVAX in that stage. Fantom, okay, we're waiting on these. So those are the 3 day trades that I'm looking at now, and pay attention to Discord for those when they happen. Now, I went a little bit crazy yesterday. I did buy a little bit of Solana. I still think they can get cheaper. There's still, until Bitcoin's broken that trend, we still can have a 10K Bitcoin or something like that. So that means $20 Solana. It means a 30-cent Cardano. So I'm keeping money for those. I did not build any of my major alt bags yesterday. I actually bought small caps. DGen. I did actually. I'm only doing like 5 really DGen coins. And I would not go anywhere more than even 1% of the portfolio at these points. But ones that really make, I remember like with T-Fuel and those ones that we bought in the last bull market, because we got them and we put such little money into them and we got them at such early stages, they nearly became as big as my whole portfolio. It was actually incredible because it did like 150x in those points. So what I am doing is a very small, I feel that Bitcoin's at these levels, like if we look at these really small cap alts, the really small ones, guys, remember, like this is 1% capital, like 1%. But ideally, you catch the right one, and they can really do insane things through those stages. So I started deploying, and I'll actually show you guys where I started deploying. You'll see it on the chart. The first one I did buy was Scallop. We've spoken about it many times. And for me, where Scallop is right now, to where it was, I know the team. Like we've spoken to the team. I know this project. They're really good. So I've been slowly dollar costing into this one over here. But for me, this is one that's really big for me of where it is right now. It's in pure accumulation phase right now. So I've been dollar costing into this one. And I'll actually show you yesterday where I was buying between 3 and 4 o'clock yesterday. As we speak, and you can see these bars over here. 3 and 4. This is me. This is me over here. And the reason why I can show it is I'll show you on all of them. This is me. 4 o'clock on Nakamoto. This was me yesterday. And PBX. So the three that I'm showing you here, remember guys, ultra, like extremely high risk. These are holds, 2-year holds. These are ones that I want to make a shit ton of money in the next bull cycle. And I'm only focused on tokens. So yesterday, I've been buying Scallop higher. I was buying it at like 40 cents, 45 cents. I've been buying quite a bit of it. And I even got some at IDO, but it's basically back at what my IDO price was. But what I managed to do yesterday is because I bought it at 19 cents, I managed to double my coins. So all that I focus on right now is tokens at that stage. And I can't believe how cheap it was. Like what cost me $10,000 then cost me like $1,000 or $1,200 now, and I got double my tokens. So I was focusing very much on that. So Scallop, I started loading up a bit of Scallop. This one I am seeing back to a $2 to $3 future, which is a nice 10, 15, 20x that I'm looking at. I'm not even looking at any of the higher targets just yet. So I'm just filling a little bag of this now as well. Paribus is another one. Look at this. So remember what I spoke about, guys, where your big dip off comes and then you got accumulation. Slow, boring, sideways. Nothing happens. That's accumulation. And you always want a dollar costing accumulation. Just build up a token. Don't do a lot of small cap coins. You have to think like balance your portfolio correctly. But for me, like this is where great gains are. And I'm just sticking to a lot of them and putting very little capital, extremely little capital into them. So Paribus, another one for me. This one, I've basically set my targets that I wanted to go back to around 1 to 2 cents. If it does do that, it is 10, 15, 20x for me over the next, this does, it is a couple months to a year or two hold. But we'll keep track of them. Next one's Nakamoto Games. Really, really good, big following. I like them very much. It's something my mom loves very much. Remember, I pay a lot of attention to my mom when it comes to these little caps. She spends so much time with these and research on these. This is another one for me. This is the biggest one that I'm looking at for gains. So it's the smallest bag in my whole portfolio that I'm looking at here. Because this one, back to $5 something. I think it's, I'll show you. 22,000% back to those areas over there. So that's a 3-year for me, extremely 0.001% of my portfolio. Very, very, very small, but for me, it's accumulating stage. And we do have a nice little trend on it too on when, and remember with these guys, don't wait for the stupid things as well. They're going to they make you money pretty quick. The market bounces now and it rips from here. Like they do make you money and just get the hell out as they're going up as well. And I'm just keeping some for the 2 to 3 years. So I have been loading some of my smaller bags over here. I did load a little bit more VTHO, a little bit more seller as well at these points. I saw REEF had a massive massive push yesterday. So someone keeps buying this. I don't know who it is, but they buy it, it comes back down. They buy it, it comes back down. Like, look at these volume spikes. So maybe go do some research and see what's happening here. And if it's worth it, we'll chart it. So I'll chart it in the next show if it's worth it. Maybe go do some research there, guys, and see what you're thinking of it. I see Ethereum proof of work has taken off. See these bull flags, guys. It's a strategy you're going to use so much of. Get used to it. Especially the markets go bullish now. You're going to see a lot of this. And you got to get used to it through those times. And that's about it for now. I'm still bullish on Cardano. I'm still loading and dollar costing as much as I can over there. I am waiting. Like I go crazy. I'm going to go crazy if Bitcoin breaks that long-term trend. I'm really, really going to go crazy and then we'll move. So for now, I hope you guys have learned a lot. I think it was a fantastic show. I love you all. Keep the motivation up and let's have a fantastic day. I'll see you all later. I'll see you all on tomorrow's show. Until then, have a great day. Much love, Banter fam.